Now, people will say, well, that's just either Elseworlds or one-off stories or whatever it might be.
Yeah. And hold up.
And I'm not as familiar with Superman. I'm very familiar with Batman.
I thought you said you knew the characters inside and out. Now you're saying you're not familiar with Superman. Which is it? Because if you're like a really big fan of DC, you would be familiar with a lot of DC comics. Because people that are big DC fans know a whole lot of each of the characters. And if you're not familiar with Superman, one of the pinnacle of DC ever, pretty much, like the very first superhero, then I don't think you're a big DC fan.
And I don't know when these two kills were. I didn't pull up the article. But the hypocrisy about this is, when the Batman came out, I said I hated the collar that he has around the cowl. And a lot of people, attacked me, and I said it's not canon.
Yeah, there's a lot of different versions of Batman. That's why people would get annoyed that you got so annoyed by it, because this is clearly a different version of Batman. They even mention that this is a more realistic depiction and more grounded in reality and everything, and clearly different than the comics. So there's a difference. This one, the Batman is purposely going away from the comics, and then you're pointing out it's not accurate to the comics. That's the whole point. Oh yeah, and hold on. You saying it's not accurate to the comics, yet you really, really like the Snyderverse. How early on did Batman and Superman meet in the comics? Also, it was really dumb that Batman instantly knew Superman's weakness, whereas in the comics it takes a very long time for pretty much anyone to figure it out. That's why I like the Christopher Reeve Superman, because he figured out through a newspaper article that Lois Lane wrote, which was dumb of her to write, but she wrote it to get more people reading it. But I still disagree reasoning why she wrote it. Because if she really likes Superman, why would you write his weakness in a newspaper? Yeah. But sorry about subject change, but I just think that you saying it's not accurate to the comics was very dumb, because the movie was clearly avoiding pretty much most of the things in the comics. Elseworld as in Elseworld, it was clearly pointed to Elseworld. James Gunn even said that the Batman movie and the Joker movie and Teen Titans Go were Elseworlds. So what's your point of not liking the collar? And I'm pretty sure there are other comics of Batman that he has a collar, because within the whole history of Batman, he had so many different costumes. So it could easily be copying one of the costumes in the very distant past in the Batman history. Or he could just be making it up because it's a fictional character. But yeah.